rod defensive coaches. They want a guy with a scheme specific type thing. So, there's that talk like, is Salah really a DC or is he just a big rah coach guy? So, um, because you see what Big Fangio did in the Super Bowl and it was nothing short of amazing. But he also
Yeah,
has a ton of talent on his team too.
they
So
did.
now
They
it's
were
not,
loaded. They were
yeah.
absolutely
So
loaded.
let's not front and just be like, oh, it's all. It's got to be that perfect combination of a good scheme and awesome talent.
Well, it's tough for the Niners because you're down Javon Hargrave. You already know that they're going to cut him June 1st. It wouldn't surprise me if Hargrave went back to the Eagles because they'd probably get him at a much discounted rate. And some of the guys they have now are set to be free agents. So they got to figure something out. But you lost Hargrave, right? So your starting defensive tackle is gone. You still got Malik Collins. You still got Nick Bosa. You still got Leonard Floyd. In a perfect world for me, when it comes to free agents, I want DJ Jones. I think DJ Jones is a guy you can get at a good price. I think he made somewhere around $5 to $6 million last season with the Denver Broncos. I'd pay him the same and have him be your defensive tackle here next to Nick Bosa. And then through the draft, you look for depth at defensive tackle because DJ Jones doesn't have to be your starter. DJ Jones can be a rotational piece that you use, for run defense. So I think you can draft a number of defensive tackles. Walter Nolan is another defensive tackle that's been talked about. So I think you have options in the draft to deepen this defensive line. But overall, in the secondary is one of their strengths, but it's also they do have to fortify that slot corner position on who's going to be there. Because you got Demo, you got Renardo Green, but you got to get somebody else. Is Darrell Luter that guy? I don't know.
A lot of people are trying to say, and this is every free agent or any guy that's worth a damn, 49er fans and people who have speculative YouTube or TikToks or Twitter accounts like DJ Reed from the Jets, like bring him back. Oh, that would be great, but he's going to cost a ton. He's not going to be a 1-year option. He wants a long-term contract.
That's why I think, to be honest, when we talk about the receiver position, if they move Deebo Samuel, I feel like the Niners are going to end up with Devontae Adams. If Devontae Adams gets bought out and becomes a free agent, I could see the Niners signing Devontae Adams. Because he would likely sign a 1-year deal.
Yep.
A 1-year deal.
T. Higgins to me he's going to get top of the market. He's going to get a top of the market deal. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of money, a lot of guarantee. He's young. He's uber talented.
I mean, you're looking at $25 million for a year for T. Higgins. And that's why my mind keeps saying I could see them going back to going down the route of Devontae Adams because I feel like they can get him on a 1-year, 2-year deal. It might be $20 million, but you're only paying him for 1 year. So you can kind of, you can budget that. Like, okay, we signed you for a 1-year deal, but we signed Drew Dahlman.
You got to have a veteran. You have to have a veteran wide receiver in your room.
But here's your thing.
And he would be perfect.
He's not a burner. He's not going to stretch the field. He's kind of like a Jawan Jennings. He's that big receiver that can get you that 10-yard pass first down. But I think he's still really good. Now, he is a little bit older. He's 32. So he's on the wrong side of 30. He's only 6'1", even though he seems bigger in real life when you see him on TV. But overall, I think that Devontae Adams, he's 6'1", 215. Deebo Samuel supposedly is 6 foot 215. So I think that he fits the mold of what Deebo Samuel was. Now, is he going to be a running back out of the backfield? No. Fuck no. But I think that he fits the mold of what Kyle Shanahan sees in Deebo Samuel. Like, hey, if I bring him in on the field as a receiver, he's my version of Deebo Samuel.
If you bring him in, he's your starting X receiver.
Yes,
no question
absolutely.
in my mind. He goes right to the top of the food chain. So essentially what you'd have is you'd have him to start. you'd have Jawan, you'd have Purasol, probably Jacob Cowing, and then you have to look to see like, okay, when if and when a guy like Brandon Ayuk comes back, and he comes back earlier than expected and healthy, boy, oh boy, does that all of a sudden become a really super talented wide receiver room.
But still, we don't know what we're going to get out of Brandon Ayuk. We don't know when he comes back if he's going to be the Ayuk of 2 years ago or the Ayuk of last season. We don't know what we're going to get out of him out of that. He had a pretty horrible knee injury. Now,
it was pretty bad.
Tim Kawakami reported that the Niners are going for broke because, again, the Super Bowl is going to be at Levi Stadium. And if that holds true that they're going for broke, then I honestly believe that they're going to sign more players than we possibly imagined. And they're willing to go all in. And to me, that means signing Drew Dahlman. But I think if you sign Drew Dahlman, that means you're probably going to look to try and sign a guy to a 1 to 2 year deal like a Devontae Adams. I don't think you can do Drew Dahlman and T. Higgins. No way. That's way too much money. But the offensive line has to be rebuilt. It has to be fortified. You cannot roll with Jake Brendel again. I mean, you're better off throwing you and I out there than Jake Brendel.
They've had two really big misses too in Robert Beal and Drake Jackson too, which if they would have hit, would have been awesome depth and talent and young and cheap, all those things you want when you want to spend money other places on your team to reward players that have been incredibly talented veterans. But they're right now, like they missed for as well as they can make these late round selections, and they've hit on a lot of late round picks. Boy, oh boy, when the Niners miss, they miss hard. So
they do.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the other defensive lineman we brought in.
Well, we still have Evan Anderson. We still got Malik Collins, Bosa, and Floyd, Robert Beal, and Drake Jackson. But that's not.
Who's the other guy that we brought in last year in the free agency? I forget his name.
Well, Khalil Davis and Kalia Davis. I mean,
no. It was he had a really weird last name.
Jordan Elliott.
Nope.
Sam Okawanu.
No, not Sam Okawanu. He had a name on like Pierre Paul or John Pierre Paul. He had like a 3-syllable last name. Oh, what the heck? Come on.
Was it on the defensive line?
Yeah.
Oh, Gross Matos.
There you go.
I mean, he might be a cut candidate. I mean, look, they brought him in and he was hurt most of the year. I don't know if he made as big of a difference as they wanted him to. I think they saw him more as like a rotational piece to help on the defensive line, especially at defensive end. But it didn't really work out with him. They may keep him because they don't have very many options unless they draft deep at defensive line. If they trade for like a Myles Garrett, then you bet your ass Gross Matos isn't going anywhere.
Yeah,
because they're going to need to retain everyone they possibly can.
If they bring him in at 11, you got to keep both of those guys. You got to keep Gross Matos and Leonard Floyd, because then all of a sudden you become really deep.
Well,
especially
now remember,
if everybody stays healthy.
Like I saw Leon talking about Devontae Adams. He's not even a free agent yet. There's a possibility that the Jets are going to cut him, and then he'll be a free agent. They haven't done that yet, so we don't know. But like I said, man, I'm telling you right now, if they can get a Devontae Adams on a 1-year deal, they are going to go after him. That's just my feeling. Is he the right pick for the Niners? Probably not. Or I should say this. Is he the best pick for the Niners to sign Devontae Adams? Probably not, but I think he's still a really good option.
In 1994, they went balls deep and went really heavy in free agency to win the Super Bowl against the Chargers. I mean, they brought in Ken Norton, they brought in Gary Plummer, Richard Dent, Charles Mann, Toy Cook.
Yeah, Dion. But I mean, that was back in 94, 93. So I mean,
yeah, but they had to pay down the road for all those. I mean, remember, then there was another year where they brought in Chris Dolman, and they brought in Kevin, the defensive lineman that played for the Rams and the Steelers. Oh, jeez. Pass rush. Damn it. My brain doesn't work. But anyways, the point being, like, they did those years to try to get Super Bowl championships. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that a team, like you said, from what Kawakami says, and not a lot of people. There's people that are not big fans of Kawakami, depending if
there's people that aren't big fans of anybody. I mean, everybody. I mean, there's people that are not big fans of you, big fans of me. But here, look. At the end of the day,
damn right,
they're talking about going all in. I think if you're the Niners, right, this is just based on past experience with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. I think that they definitely explore the Myles Garrett trade because, look, what'd they do 2 years ago? They went all in on Javon Hargrave. Didn't really work out.
Nope.
Didn't work out. And then this year, what happened? He got hurt. And then they were fucked because they had nobody to replace him with. Jordan Elliott was like, what am I doing out here every play? And then they went to like Sam O. Robert Beal was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was just a big fucking mess. And then pretty soon it was just like Evan Anderson, stay out there and be our run stopper. And he was like, I'm good, but
big Guardians cap on there looking
yeah,
really dumb.
But he was playing more than he probably should. And he was just like, oh God, this is a mess. Leonard Floyd looks more like a linebacker playing defensive end. He's a very lean guy. What's up? He's a very lean guy. So they really got to beef up there. Now, here's another option I'll throw at you is that what if they go Deebo Samuel and let's say, 5th round pick, what have you, to the Chargers for Joey Bosa. And at least it gets rid of Deebo Samuel and it gives you another defensive end to rotate in with both Nick Bosa and Leonard Floyd.
He's always hurt, though, just like his brother.
But it's an option, though.
It's an option.
It's a sexy option in the sense that you would have the Bosa brothers together. Hey, that's cool. But is it going to pan out? Maybe, maybe not. Thank you for watching this video. If you want more of this content, then check out some of these recommended videos right here on your screen. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by going to my website, which is nicotina.net, and there are memberships available under DreArea Sports.